Hey there, it's Darcy. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, I'm currently an NYU student in my last semester of school, and just so you know, I also transferred here. So I started at the College of William & Mary and transferred to NYU just over a year ago now, and basically I'm finishing college in 3 years. So I've had a very unique college experience, and that's definitely informed my views on college, and that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. So I decided to make this video a couple days ago. I was Snapchatting my sister and just kind of thinking about what it's like to be a senior in high school, what I thought college was going to be like at that point, and as she's getting ready to enter college, what I want her to understand and know. Because I definitely think I went into college with this mindset of what I thought it would be like and what I thought it meant to have like your perfect school, and so there's just a lot. So just need to sit down and chat. So right now, I know a lot of you are probably getting college decisions, hearing back from schools. Maybe some are really exciting news, some upsetting, like you didn't get into schools you really wanted to go to. I totally get it. I've been there twice over, and I think if I could tell you anything, it's that there's no perfect school. There's no dream school. Dream school doesn't exist. And I feel like if I had to learn this the hard way, I really wish someone had told me this and just straight up told me like college isn't going to be what you expect, because you just can't know when you're in high school exactly what it's going to be like. And honestly, schools are never what they sell themselves as. That's kind of what I've learned both going to NYU and to William & Mary. I went in with a mindset of what I thought it would be like, and it just wasn't like that in reality. And I think that's probably true for almost any school, because they want students to come there. They're going to sell the best parts of themselves, and they also want to have lower acceptance rates so they look better, so they want lots of people to apply there. And so just like the whole dynamics of everything in the college selection process is curated, and I think you need to know that, and people don't talk about that because what they tell you on the tour isn't what it's like to actually go there. Like, yeah, it's somewhat true, but there are so many other things that they don't want you to know. So I'm not saying that to be like, oh, colleges suck. Like, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying there's a lot of things you don't know about a school until you actually go there. And so oftentimes what you consider your dream school isn't perfect, because no school's perfect. Schools, colleges, they're human institutions. Every human institution has its flaws, and so I think you need to go into college knowing that, and I think that can help your perspective if you didn't get into your dream school, because in reality that might not have been the place for you, or it might not have been as good as you expected it to be anyways. Or if you are going to your dream school, do not put too high of expectations on it. Obviously you want to look forward to it and be hopeful and, you know, try and shape and have a positive college experience, but at the same time there's gonna be things you probably don't anticipate, and that's just the nature of going to college and kind of what the experience is like. So the reason I think this is really important to talk about on my channel is because so many people comment on my videos telling me that NYU is their dream school, and I totally get where they're coming from, because like a lot of people do put NYU on this pedestal of like it's a really good school, it's in New York City. I totally get that. That was me, but it was only me for a couple months, because for me it was my ticket to get out of William & Mary and transfer and move to New York City. But there are people who have wanted to go to NYU for years. I think that's dangerous territory to get into, because you start putting NYU on a pedestal and you glamorize it. And yeah, it's great, it's exciting. I have no regrets about transferring here. I think it's a great school, but at the same time there's things here that are problematic that they're not going to tell you. The suicide rate, the mental health resources are really lacking, and it's a very disconnected campus. You don't get a sense of community. The bureaucracy here is horrible, and there's just, I mean, there's things about the institution. It is what it is. And so I think if you come in having this pristine view of what it's supposed to be like, you might be disappointed. Something else I wanted to talk about was in high school I had this notion of what college would be like in terms of I would have so many friends, be so social, like, you know, college life, parties, like all of that. And certainly that can be your experience. I don't want to discredit anyone who has had that experience, but in my experience that's not been true. And talking to other people, a lot of college is spent by yourself. Like, it's the first time you're independent, living on your own, really. And that can be lonely, especially when you're a freshman. You think you're supposed to all of a sudden have this amazing college life, but like oftentimes it takes a really long time to adjust. You don't make friends right away. Even when you do have friends, there's still a lot of alone time, especially if you go to NYU. It might be different if you go to like a small school or something, but even then, like, there's still just a lot of alone time because it's the first time you're probably, for most people, not living with your family, and it definitely changes the dynamic. So to think like going to college is going to be this amazing social experience definitely can be true, but I also think you need to go in and understand that it's the first time you're going to be independent, so being alone is going to be part of the process, and sometimes that's hard, but at the same time you can get through it. So something else I wanted to say is just that college won't solve all of your problems. I think I kind of went in with that mentality as well because I just really wanted to get out of my hometown. I was like, everything will be better once I get out of here, start fresh. And that certainly can have its merits, but you're still you. And college can be a time to reinvent yourself. I've grown so much. I'm such a different person than who I was 3 years ago when I was a senior in high school, and I think that's great. But at the same time, college isn't just going to fix everything. It just is going to put those problems in a different setting. So I went into college thinking, oh, I've dealt with my mental health issues, I'll be fine. And then they got way worse in college. So I kind of learned the hard way that I had to continue dealing with my problems in college. College wouldn't just fix them because college is intense, guys. College is intense, and so that can almost exacerbate your problems because you're under a lot of stress. So I don't think you should ever go into college thinking it's going to be easy or just a fresh start. Yes, it can be a fresh start, don't get me wrong, but at the same time you still need to be aware of what you're bringing to the situation and how you want to shape your college experience. So I hope this isn't super scary or depressing or anything. I just feel like it needs to be said that colleges aren't always what you anticipate. College isn't perfect. College is really hard. I think, again, there's this notion in high school that college is going to be so much better, and certainly it's, I think, better than high school. You couldn't pay me to go back to high school, but at the same time, college is just a different experience than I think what a lot of people imagine, because it's different than the movies, and I don't even know where this notion comes from. I mean, I don't know why it's so easy to glorify college, because college is so hard. I guess it's because we're groomed for our whole lives leading up to college to get into college, and it's I don't know, some sort of crowning achievement for a lot of people, which obviously education is so important, and I certainly think going to college is important too, but I don't think it should be the end all be all of your life. And what college you get into should not be the defining factor of who you are. And I feel like my channel has almost become that because people follow me because I go to NYU, and so I feel like this just needs to be said because I'm not NYU. I don't think NYU is a dream school by any means. I think it's a great school, and I'm really glad a lot of you are interested in going here, and I can help you with that. But I also don't think any school should be a dream school because then you start to glorify it and put it up as this perfect place when no college is perfect. And I think we're seeing that a lot right now with this whole college scandal, actually. So it's kind of interesting timing that I'm making this because so many schools are complicit in, this huge scandal. And I mean, thankfully NYU isn't, but I'm sure NYU is in many scandals. There's so many things that are kind of shady about what goes on in terms of the property. NYU owns the second most amount of property in the whole city, and just it feels very much they're trying to be a global empire, and they're not always prioritizing what the student body wants. And so that's the thing, schools, and also just the fact that there are so many people high up in NYU who have all these ties to different businesses, and it's sketchy. And our president, so he signed this open letter to get Amazon to try and come back, just stuff like that, where it's no school is perfect and it's complicated, and I just don't ever think it's healthy to put a school on a pedestal. So I feel like I'm sounding like a broken record now. So I don't want to end on a super negative note, because college is such an amazing time to grow and learn so much about yourself. That's kind of, this whole process for me. In 3 years, I feel like I've grown so much, and I mean, I've lived in 2 different places that I never lived before, and found many new passions. So I think college can be an amazing experience in terms of growing, but I also don't think you should go into it. I think you need to go into it with an open mind about what it's going to be like, and know that your expectations aren't necessarily going to be the reality. Sorry, the light keeps changing. So if you made it to the end of this video, I hope this helped you and kind of just put things in perspective that college will not be perfect, but it can also be really good. And if you didn't get into your dream school, it's gonna be okay. I didn't get in my dream school either, and back when I was a senior, and that's okay. But you can make your college experience what you want it to. I never expected mine to be what it was, but I also wouldn't change it now because I'm like, I learned so much through this whole process and I'm ready to like kind of start my adulthood now, and I've grown so much and become so independent. So that being said, I know this was kind of a video that was like a lot and all over, but I hope this helped you. And if you are a senior right now in high school, good luck. You're gonna be okay. Just don't put too much pressure on yourself and don't put too much into one basket with your school. Pick a school that you think you're gonna be a good fit at, but if not, you can always transfer, and transferring it's quite an experience, but I have no regrets about doing it. So if you're a transfer, like, you could make it work as well. I have tons of videos on that as well. Maybe I'll link my transfer playlist down below. So I hope this helped you, and definitely comment down below if you have any thoughts on this whole like dream school topic, or if you have any of your own experiences if you are in college that you want to share. Yeah, I will see you all in my next video. Alright, see ya. Peace. How you want how you want to shape your college experience. What's the word?